We're back with Pono Shim, founder of Concierge Services at Ward. So as we're talking about developing and sustaining relationships, Pono, you've also been able to develop leadership positions in the community. What type of perspectives have you been able to gain from being in these leadership positions and working with others?
You know, a few years ago, there was a film that came out, and it did very, very well in Hawaii. The title of the film was The Whale Rider. It was an independent film, shot in New Zealand, and the actress who was the lead in that, Keisha Castle Hughes, was the youngest nominated female lead for an Oscar in history at 13 years of age. Now, when that film came to Hawaii, Hawaii had such a huge interest in seeing that film, the community. And what I would do is I would go in and watch people watch that film because of where I work. I would go and watch kids from 5 to 85 years of age watch that film. I'd see them laugh, I'd see them cry, I would watch them cheer. And I saw a tug on people's hearts, spiritually I felt, that I don't see too often in films. That vantage point, that viewpoint, that perspective helped me to realize something that, or be aware of something that happens in our community on a daily basis. In that film, and there are many themes of that film, but in that film what I felt the central theme was to emerge with your gifts, or to give people the opportunity to emerge with their gifts. Because in Hawaii, like for myself, I am in leadership roles, or I'm called to be in leadership roles. And quite often, we as leaders, we ask people for their input, we ask them for their assistance, we ask them for their help. As in that movie, the grandfather needed help. The entire village needed help for their survival. And yet, the very person who stepped up, who felt that she had the gift, she had the heart, she had the spirit to help, was the very person that the grandfather was saying, it's not you. And so you see that struggle going on. And in my perspective, I don't even like to call myself a leader, I'm just somebody who has a responsibility. I try to hold that perspective that, sometimes we may be telling the very person who has everything that we need, we may be telling them that you're not the one. And I have to be sensitive to that, because they may have exactly the answer that God wants us to have. Or they may have that spirit that's so important for us, that can change everything to make a difference for the positive, not the negative.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.